Hello students, welcome to Manu Law classes. This is Ratnakar sir. Today's our class will be on a passage based question which can be asked in your CLAT or IELTS or OLET exams. Okay, welcome to Manu Law classes, and whoever who are coming to this channel for the first time, they can enroll for our 1-year course or 2-year course. They can contact us on this number 9971444054. So I will be your quants and LR faculty for this video, and let us move to the question. As you have seen from the year 2020 and 21, what the questionnaire are mainly focused on the passage based question or a data interpretation type question. Okay, so what we will do, we will take a passage, we will take a data interpretation today on profit and loss, and one on permutation, combination and probability, and we will solve these questions and we will see, analyze ourselves how to tackle these type of problems in the real life scenario, in the real exam. Okay, so let's start. See, first we have to read the passage and we have to extract all the informations that is available in the passage. Okay, then we should move to questions. First we should not see the questions. Okay, so see what they are saying. Three people, Alok, Varsha and Vijay. Okay, so there are three people, Alok, Varsha and Vijay. Okay, there are three people, they went to a mart. There are three people, they went to a mart. Each of them had rupees 5,000. Each of them has rupees 5,000. Okay, so each of them has rupees 5,000. Okay, now in the mart, the season sale discount was 10% on the marked price. Was 10% on the marked price. Okay, now see, these figures are beginning to come. Okay, so what we will do, we will just make a short table, a short view of all the ideas or all the calculations we should be doing. Okay, so three people there are Alok, Varsha and Vijay. They went to a mart. So let us write down this information: Alok, Varsha and Vijay. Okay, so three people, I am taking a blank slide. Three people, Alok, Varsha and Vijay, they went to a mart. Okay, each of them had rupees 5,000. Each of them had rupees 5,000 with themselves. Okay, but we will not take 5,000. But what we will do, we will not take 5,000. Okay, we will not take 5,000. Let us assume that Alok had 100 rupees, Varsha had also 100 rupees, 100%, or say Vijay also had 100 rupees. Okay, or you can say 100%, 100%, 100% also. Okay, now see what they are saying. In the mart, the season sale discount was 10% on the marked price. Okay, so this discount was 10% on the marked price. Okay, Varsha and Vijay were regular customers, so they got 20% each, an additional discount on the discounted price. But Alok, being a new customer, didn't get any additional discount. Okay, he didn't get any additional discount. So one thing you can do, you can start calculating on the 5,000 itself. Okay, but that will be a tedious thing. First you have to give 10% discount, that is 500 rupees discount. The remaining amount will be 4,500. Then you have to give 20% discount on that 4,500. You have to calculate 20% separately, that will be 900. Then 4,500 minus 900 will give you the amount that he should be paying, that all the amount for which he is getting the discount. So that is a very tedious process. Okay, what we will do, we will simply assume, okay, they all had rupees 100 or 100%. Okay, so first there is a season sale going on and each one is getting a discount of 10%. So Alok is also getting a discount of 10%, so he is paying 90. Varsha is also paying a discount of 10%, getting 10%, so he is also paying 90. And Vijay also is getting a discount of 10%, so he is also paying 90 on the marked price. Okay, he is also paying 90. Now see, they are saying that Alok is not a regular customer. Alok is not a regular customer, but Varsha and Vijay are regular customer, and that why they are getting 20% additional discount, which Alok is not getting. But Varsha and Vijay, they both are getting a 20% additional discount. They both are getting a 20% additional discount. Okay. Now see what will be 20% of this figure 90. What will be 20% of this figure 90? This we have to calculate mentally. Okay. See what is the 10% of this figure? What will be 10% of 90? What will be 10% of 90? What will be 10% of this figure? 10% of 90 will be one decimal place to the left 9. Okay. 10% of any figure. 10% of 90 will be one decimal place to the left 9. One decimal place to the left 9. So what will be 20%? What will be 20%? 20% will be 2 times 10%. 20% will be 2 times 10%. So 2 times 9 should give 18, isn't it? So C is getting discount of 18. 90 minus 18 will be 72. Also here 90 minus 18, 20% of this figure 18 will be 72. Okay. So this part is clear. This part is done. Now let's move to next part. Let's move to next part. What they are saying now they are saying Vijay had a membership. Only Vijay had a membership card of the mart which gave an additional discount of 25% on the discounted price. Now see, only Vijay had an membership card for which he is getting 25% additional discount. Only Vijay had membership card for which he is getting 25% additional discount. Okay, so only Vijay had membership card. Varsha don't have membership card. Alok also don't have membership card. Only Vijay had membership card for which he is getting 25% additional discount, on which he is getting 29% additional discount for his purchase, for his discounted price. So what is 25%? You know 25% is 1/4, isn't it? 25% is 1/4. So 72 1/4 will be again 18. 72 1/4 will be again 18. 1/4 of 72 will be again 18. 72 minus 18 is now 54. So on mark price 100, Vijay is actually paying 54. Vijay is actually paying 54. He is getting a discount of how much? 46%, isn't it? He is getting a discount of 100 minus 54, 46%. Varsha, on mark price of 100, she is actually paying 72. That means she is getting a discount of 28%. Varsha is getting a discount of 28%, where Alok only is getting a discount of 10%. Okay. So Alok is getting overall a 10% discount. Varsha is getting overall a 10 and 18, 28% discount, and Vijay is getting overall 10, 18, 28 plus 18. That means 46% discount. 46% discount on the actual mark price. Okay. Now what they are saying? They all like mobile phones of MI brand. They all like mobile phones of MI brand, and they purchased one piece each of that brand. They purchased one piece each of that brand. Okay. The marked price of each piece was same. The marked price of each piece was same. In last when they calculated, then they found that Varsha had paid rupees 540 more than that of Vijay. Varsha had paid rupees 540 more than that of Vijay. Okay. So Varsha is paying rupees 540 more than that of Vijay. We'll use this information. See here. Here, how much amount Varsha is paying more than Vijay? Varsha is paying 72 rupees. Vijay is paying 54 rupees for the same phone. That means Varsha is paying 18 rupees more than Vijay. Varsha is paying 18 rupees more than Vijay, or 18% more than Vijay. This 18% should be equal to how much? 540. This 18% should be equal to how much? 540, isn't it? This 18% should be equal to 540. So what will 100% mean? What will 100% mean? 540 divided by 18 into 100. 540 divided by 18 into 100. So if I cancel this will go 30 times. That means 30 into 100 will be 3000. So the marked price of the phone, the marked price of the MI phone was how much? 3000. The marked price of the MI phone was how much? 3000. Okay, and this completes our data. This completes our table. Now we have to just answer the questions which are asked on this table. Okay, so let us see the first question. At what price did Vijay get the phone after discount? At what price Vijay get the phone after discount? We know 100% mark price was how much? 3000 rupees. 100% of the mark price was how much? 3000 rupees. Vijay is actually paying how much? 54. Vijay is actually paying rupees 54 or 54%. That means 54% should be 3000 divided by 100 into 54, isn't it? 3000 divided by 100 into 54. Now if I cancel this 0000, 54 into 3 is how much? 4 3s are 12, 1 carry, I will write 2 1 carry. 3 5s are 15 plus 1 16 and a 0. So 1620 rupees. Okay, Vijay is paying how much? 1620, option B. Vijay is paying how much? 1620 rupees. Vijay is paying 1620 rupees after discount for the phone. Okay, I hope this is clear. Let's move to the next question. What was the original marked price of the phone? Okay, we calculated it. The original marked price of the phone was 100%, which was 3000. The original marked price of the phone was 3000. This we have already calculated. Okay, so first, when you complete that table, when you complete all that information that you have, then there is very little thing that you have to do elsewhere. Okay, you can just answer these questions one by one in a very short span of time, say 5 to 10 seconds. Okay, only for that table you should take, I think, not more than 3 to 4 minutes ideally. Okay, move to next question. The amount paid by Alok for the speaker was how much more than that by Vijay, isn't it? But they are saying the amount paid by Alok for the speaker, MI speaker, was how much more than that of Vijay. Okay, so Alok paid how much? Alok paid 90 rupees. Vijay paid 54. So Alok is paying how much more? Alok is paying 90 rupees. Vijay is paying 54 rupees for the same phone. So 90 minus 54 is how much? 36. Vijay is paying 36% more. Now 100% means how much? 100% means was 3000. So 36% means how much? That is 3000 divided by 100 into 36. This should be. So 3 into 36. 6 3s are 18. 1 carry. 3 3s are 9 plus 1 10. 1080. Isn't it? So they are not asking this. They are asking this in percentage terms. Okay. So the amount paid by Alok for the speaker was how much percent more than that of Vijay? So Alok is paying 36% more than Vijay. Vijay is paying how much? 54% into 100. Into 100, fraction is 2 by 3. On 18 table, fraction is 2 by 3. 2 by 3 means 66.66 or 66.67%, isn't it? 2 by 3 means option C, 66.67%. Okay, clear? Okay. Let's move to the next question. Next question is, how much money was left with Vijay after the purchase? How much money was left with Vijay after the purchase? See, each had come with rupees 5000. They are saying each had came with rupees 5000, and Vijay paid how much for the phone? Vijay get the phone after discount at rupees 1620. Vijay get the phone after discount at rupees 1620. That means Vijay paid rupees 1620 for the phone. Vijay paid rupees 1620 for the MI phone. So the amount after purchase that Vijay is left with is how much? This will 0, this is 8, 9 minus 6, 3, 4 minus 1, 3. 3380, 3380 rupees. Option A, 3380 rupees, this should be your answer. Okay, the amount of money that Vijay is left with after the purchase is 3380 rupees. Okay, let's move to the next problem. Next problem is based on basically concepts of permutation, combination and probability. Okay, let's move to next problem. So given this is a pie chart. Okay, this is a pie chart. The following pie chart gives the number of balls of different colors in a certain urn. Okay, there is a certain urn, or you can say a certain box, and these are the number of balls which are given in different urn. Okay, now see, there is something called green balls, there is something called yellow balls, there is something called blue balls, and there is something called red balls here. Okay, yellow balls are how much? 30 degree. Green balls are how much? 150 degree. Blue balls are how much? 60 degree, and red balls are how much? 120 degree. They have given total number of balls is 12. Total number of balls is 12. So how much green balls are there? How much yellow balls are there? How much red balls and how much blue balls are there? That we should calculate first. In a very quick manner. Okay. Now see, there is one method that you can do. How many green balls are there? You know, one complete rotation is 360 degree. So how many green balls are there? If you talk about how many green balls are there, green balls are 150 degree out of total 360 degree, into 12. This you can do, no issues. This you can do, but you can see the calculation will be more tedious. For each and every calculation. Okay, what we can do, we already know that this 360 degree is equivalent to how much? 12 balls. This 360 degree is equivalent to 12 balls. Okay, this 12 balls, this is equal to one complete rotation. This is distributed in one complete rotation 360 degree. So one ball will represent how much? 360 degree upon 12, 30 degree. So one ball means 30 degree. Yellow balls is 30 degree. That means there were total 1 yellow balls. Isn't it? Blue balls was 60 degree. That means 30 into 2 is 60. That means there were total 2 blue balls. Okay. Red balls were 120 degree. 30 into 4 is 120 degree. That means there were total 4 red balls. Isn't it? And green balls were 150 degree. 30 into 5 is 150. That means total green balls were 5. Okay. Total number of green balls were 5. Okay. So let us see the problems on there. We have already calculated how many green balls are there, how many red balls are there, how many blue balls are there, how many yellow balls are there. Now let us see problem on this part. First problem is saying, if two balls are picked at random, what is the probability that both are blue? Okay, for all people, we know probability of an event A. Is a ratio. In the denominator part, what we write? We write the total number of outcomes. And in the numerator part, we write number of favorable outcomes. Okay. So they are saying that two balls are picked at random. What is the probability that both are blue? That means both are blue. We have to find the probability of this event. We have to find the probability of this event, probability that both are blue. Okay, now there are 12 balls. There are 12 balls in the box. If I pick 2 balls at random, in how many ways I can do that? 12C2. In how many ways I can do that? 12C2. And both should be blue. Both should be blue. So how many blue balls were there? Only 2 blue balls were there. Only 2 blue balls were there. If I want both to be blue, I have to pick these 2 balls only. From where I will pick these 2 balls? From these 2 balls only, isn't it? So the probability that both, so the number of favorable outcomes, that should be, I should pick these 2 blue balls from the given 2 blue balls only. I have no other choice. That means 2C2. 2C2. Okay, you know this formula, you know how to calculate this. This will be, you know, you already know NCR. This is n factorial upon r factorial into n minus r factorial. You know how to calculate 2C2. This will be 1. You know how to calculate 12C2. This will be 12 into 11 upon 2. So your answer is 1 upon 11 into 6, 66. 1 upon 11 into 6, 66. For example, if I want to calculate 12C2, how what will be 12C2? It will be 12 factorial upon 2 factorial into 12 minus 2, 10 factorial, isn't it? 12 factorial can be written as 12 into 11 into 10 factorial upon 2 factorial is 2 into 1 into 10 factorial. So I can calculate 10 factorial part. I can calculate 10 factorial, I can cancel 10 factorial part. This becomes 12 into 11 by 2, that is 66. I have put 66 here. I have put 66 here. Okay. Okay. So this is one question. This is one question. Okay. They can ask 2, 3 or more than 3 questions also. Okay. Let's see second question. Let's see second question. What they are saying: if 3 balls are picked at random. If 3 balls are picked at random, what is the probability that none is green? Okay, if 3 balls are picked at random, what is the probability that none is green? What is the probability that none is green? You are picking 3 balls at random. So given 12 balls, you are picking 3 balls at random. In how many ways you can do that? 12C3. Total number of ways is 12C3. Okay, and if none is green, remember there were 12 balls, there were 12 balls given, isn't it? Out of 12 balls, 1 is yellow, 2 is blue, 4 is red. Out of 12 balls, out of these 12 balls, 1 is yellow, 2 balls are blue, 4 balls are red, and 5 balls are green. So if you are picking 3 balls from here and none is green, that means you have to pick those 3 balls from these remaining balls. You have to pick these 3 balls from these remaining balls, isn't it? How many balls are there? 4 plus 2, 6 plus 1, 7, isn't it? So you can do this in 7C3 ways. Arrangement doesn't matter, only the selection matters, isn't it? 7C3 ways. Now if I calculate this, this will become 7 factorial upon 3 factorial into 4 factorial upon 12 factorial upon 3 factorial into 12 minus 3, 9 factorial. The 3 factorial I can cancel part. This will be 7 into, just write it here. This will be 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 factorial upon 4 factorial upon 12 into 11 into 10 upon 9 factorial. Okay, into 9 factorial. So 9 factorial we can cancel, 4 factorial we can cancel. This will become 7 into 6 into 5 upon 12 into 11 into 10. Okay, now see the part. 5 2 times 10, isn't it? 5 2 times 10, 6 2 times 12, 6 2 times 12, this will become 7. 7 upon 11 into 4, 44. 7 upon 44 should be your answer. The answer should be option D, 7 upon 44. Okay, answer should be option D, 7 upon 44. Okay, let's move to the next question. Let's move to the next question. Next question they are saying, if two balls are picked at random, what is the probability that at least one is red? If two balls are picked at random, what is the probability that at least one is red? Okay, now see what they are asking, at least one should be red. Two balls are picked at random, at least one should be red. So total number of cases will be 12C2. Two balls are picked at random or from a box of 12 balls. So total number of ways in that can be done is 12C2. Now if at least one ball is there, then if at least one red ball is there, then what can happen? First we can pick one red ball. We can pick one red ball and one ball more and one ball more of any color. One ball more of any color, isn't it? This is a possibility. Or if we pick two red balls, then also the condition is satisfied. If we pick two red balls, then also the condition is satisfied. At least one is red. At least one is red means minimum one should be red. More than one balls can also be red, isn't it? More than one balls can also be red. Okay, that means two balls can be red also, three balls can be red also. Okay, that we have to keep in mind. Now, one red ball. How many red balls are there? I think 4, isn't it? How many red balls are there? There are 4 red balls. 4 red balls. So, one red ball can be picked from 4 red balls, and from remaining 8 balls. Remaining 8 balls, we should pick one ball more. That can be done in 8C3 one way. Or means addition. Or means addition, we can put 2 red balls. 2 red balls we can pick from 4 red balls in 4C2 ways. Upon 12C2, we have already calculated this to be 66. We have already calculated this to be 66. This is becoming 4 into 8 plus 4 upon 4 factorial upon 2 factorial into 2 factorial 2 upon 66. So this is becoming 32 plus 3 upon 66. So this is becoming 35 upon 36. So answer should be 35 upon 66. Sorry. Answer should be 35 upon 66. Option C should be your answer. Okay. See last question of this set. If two balls are picked at random, what is the probability of getting one blue and one red ball? Okay. If two balls are picked at random, what is the probability of getting one red ball and one blue ball? Only two balls are picked at random. So total number of balls was 12C2. Total number of balls was 12 and two balls we can pick in 12C2 ways. One ball was yellow, two ball was blue, 4 ball was red and 5 balls were green. Okay. Now one red ball I can pick from 4 red balls in how many ways? 4C1 ways. One blue ball I can pick from these two blue balls in how many ways? 2C1 ways. Because and is there, one red ball and one green ball, and is there, we should multiply here. So 4 into 2 upon 66. If I cancel this on 2 table, this will become 33. So our answer should be 4 upon 33. Answer should be 4 upon 33. I think we haven't done any mistake. One blue ball, of getting one blue ball and one red ball. Okay, one blue ball in 2C1 way, 2 times 4 into 2, 8. Okay. And one blue ball, one red ball, 4C1 way. Okay, so I think the answer here will be none of these. Answer here will be none of these. Okay, thank you so much for your time, and if you like this video, kindly like it, share it, and also subscribe the channel for further updates. Thank you so much.